Sage Life, coming to you live from my home kitchen in Las Vegas. If you would, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear where you're watching from. Say hello. We always like to know where our friends are watching from, so please drop a comment. Let us know. You might remember me from past lives. I am a whole food plant-based chef and cooking instructor. I share my whole food plant-based recipes on social media, particularly Instagram and YouTube at Green Sage Life. And our friends at On the Green have invited me today to share a really exciting recipe with you. It's my orange lemon ginger wellness shot. I'm going to show you the ingredients in just a moment, but please know as I demonstrate this recipe that if any questions come to mind, you can put them in the comments and we will answer them at the end of the video. So, hello Jamie, hello Deborah, Gary, nice to see you here. Thank you for joining us. It's really wonderful to see you today. Beth, welcome from Erie, PA. Oh my goodness, it must be freezing there. So we have a sunshiny day here in Las Vegas and a recipe to match. I'm so excited to share this one with you. It's going to help you harness the power of vitamin C to boost your immune system. And it's got lots of other antioxidants. I'll show you these ingredients in just a moment, but it's also a really great, powerful drink to throw back in the morning to kind of initiate your digestion and get yourself that vitamin C and get a boost of energy for your day ahead. So let me show you now what the ingredients are right here. I've got an orange, a lemon, some fresh ginger root, and then I've got some ground turmeric and black pepper. Black pepper might help clear your sinuses a little bit, but there's another function. I'll talk about that in a second. And we're going to use some On the Green elderberry tea in this recipe. Let me know in the comments too, have you ever done a wellness shot or an energy shot in the morning? And how did that make you feel? I'd love to hear about that too. Personally, I find it just wakes me up and gets me going in the morning. So I'll just demonstrate this recipe right now. And also note that we're going to offer you an opportunity to get a free mocktail guide at the end of this video. I'll tell you how to do that, so stay tuned with us here. Now, I'm going to put this platform here so you can see a little bit. I'll be using as my tools a microplane, a personal blender like a NutriBullet or other brand blender. I've got a citrus reamer. This is a tool you can find in the tool section of your grocery store or other, big box retailers. And if you've got one, I would also grab a mesh strainer for catching the lemon seeds as we juice the lemon. Dan says, I have bought a lot of wellness shots at Whole Foods. Okay, great, Dan. So this one you might be able to make at home. It'll be really fun to do. And it's always fresher when you make it yourself, right? So that's awesome. Okay, so I've got my blender cup here. I'm just going to set it here so you can see it a little better. And I've already started to juice my orange just for the sake of time. So how I do that is I've cut my orange in half. I'm going to take that citrus reamer tool. And I'm just going to juice this orange right into the blender cup. I'm squeezing it with one hand and kind of twisting the reamer just like this to get the juice out. Now, if you have a citrus press, that would also work great, or even a juicing machine. But this is really easy. You don't have to haul out a whole appliance just for this one thing. By the way, if you've ever heard the expression to ream someone out, this is the visual imagery they're going for when they say that expression. So, little etymology for you this morning. Okay, so I'm just squeezing the orange and getting the juice out. Some of the pulp is also falling into the blender cup, and that's okay. It gets us some extra fiber. And we are going to blend this together, so the pulp won't be as prominent a texture. So I'll just compost the orange peel. And then I'll grab my lemon. We'll just use half a lemon here. So I'll cut this in half first. Just like this. And I'll continue to use my citrus reamer to extract the juice from my half of lemon. But I will put my mesh strainer on top, just like this. Hopefully it'll stay there for me. And that way, if any of the seeds fall out, the mesh strainer will catch them and they won't go into the blender cup. So the orange has lots of vitamin C, and so does the lemon. And vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. And antioxidants, as you might know, are so good for reducing inflammation in the body. Vitamin C boosts your immune system. So it's really great to get all of that into this wellness shot this morning. Okay, so I've got the juice of half a lemon in there too. I'm gonna wipe my hands a little bit. The next step will be to take my microplane and my fresh ginger root, and I'm gonna hold this up here so you can see it a little better. I have peeled away some of the bark at one end of my fresh ginger root, and I'm just gonna rub it here on my microplane. If you don't have one of these tools, you can use maybe a box grater that you would use for cheese. Or you could even just mince this very finely with a knife since it's going in the blender anyway. And ginger is a really great antioxidant-rich food too. You'll see that the ginger has stuck to the bottom of my microplane, so I'm just gonna use a little paring knife here to knock that into the blender cup too. I would go for about a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger here. I get the rest of that into my blender cup too. I'm gonna do a little more just to make sure we get enough in there. And ginger is also a digestive aid. So remember when you were little, your mom said if you had a tummy ache to drink some ginger ale? That harkens back to a time when ginger ale actually included real ginger in it. It wasn't just for the bubbles, but ginger is really good for digestion too. And it's anti-inflammatory as well. And it's always a good idea to reduce the inflammation in your body, right? Because inflammation on an ongoing basis causes chronic disease in the body. So it's a great idea to get some ginger in there. And another inflammation reducing ingredient, I've got some ground turmeric from my spice cabinet, and I'm just gonna put a half teaspoon of that into the blender cup too. There we go, nice and easy. And I'm gonna grab my black pepper. And the reason I'm adding this is because anytime you put turmeric into a dish or a wellness shot like this, the black pepper needs to be there too so that your body can absorb all of the benefits of the turmeric. So just a quarter teaspoon here of black pepper. And I find that has a little bit of like a sinus opening up kind of effect on me too. So that's really nice in the morning. And then the magic ingredient here, amla green elderberry tea. Elderberry, as you might have heard, has been prized for generations as an immune boosting ingredient. And obviously the amla too is really good, not just for immune boosting, but also for blood glucose control and heart health. It gives you a metabolism boost. So because this recipe is gonna make 2 wellness shots, I'm gonna put 2 scoops of the amla green elderberry tea in here. So 1 and 2, great. And then what's left? Okay, coconut water. So if you don't have coconut water, you can use regular water. I'm gonna put a half cup of coconut water in here. And I like to use the coconut water because it adds a little bit more magnesium and potassium where regular water wouldn't have that, but it's just generally really hydrating. It's got those electrolytes in it. And that's another really nice ingredient to have in the morning. All right, so all of our ingredients are in the blender cup. I'm just gonna put the blade in. I usually use this flat blade. Screw that on here, and I'll turn it upside down and put it into my blender. So Bess, if you would just mute my mic so I don't blow out anyone's eardrums. But while I'm blending, take a moment in the comments and write the word guide if you would like to get Amla Green's free mocktail guide. It's got lots more amazing recipes that you can enjoy on the weekend or in the evening, in the mornings. It's totally up to you because they're all health promoting and they feature amla green, immune boosting, inflammation quenching ingredients. So be sure to get that guide. While I'm blending, write the word guide in the comments below. And see it nice and frothy now. I'll take this cap off and grab my little juice shot glass. Set it up here so you can see it, and I'll just pour this. This is, like I said, a recipe for 2 wellness shots. Now, if you find that it's a little bit powerful, and I'm going to tell you right now, because you're going to see It's not going to be very sweet, even though there's some orange juice in it. It's really good, but it's potent. So if you find it to be a little too potent, you could also add to this recipe just a teaspoon of pure maple syrup, or you could blend in a date that you've soaked in hot water first to just make it really nice and soft. That's a great way to sweeten things with a whole fruit ingredient. So that's it. It's delicious. I feel like you can feel it warming your body as it goes down, and it's a really, really great way to start the day. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Now I just like to turn to the comment section and see if we have any questions. If there's any questions here, let us know. Dan says, that's amazing. I have never seen grating the ginger. I always juiced it. Oh, good. I'm so glad that was a helpful tip, Dan. Thank you for commenting. Yeah, it's really nice, just real quick, microplane. Sometimes they look wide like this at the grocery store or at, Target or Walmart. Sometimes they're thinner, but it's a really handy tool. I use this quite a lot for grating my ginger. Any other questions? Let us know if you're going to try this energy shot. Tell us in the comments. It's really, really nice. You can whip up, this 2-serving recipe and keep it in the fridge. Drink one today and one tomorrow, or maybe you've got someone to share it with. So, my friends, if there are no questions, that's great. I think it's a pretty straightforward recipe. And Health Lawyer and Medical Spa says, definitely, you're going to try it. I'm so glad. Great. So be sure to comment, get the guide, the mocktail guide from Amla Green. And Deborah says she'd be willing to try this shot. Great. I'm so glad. Great. Thank you guys so much for watching today. It's been such a pleasure to make this with you. Enjoy the recipe. Great. Great. Dan says you're going to try it. Jamie. Great. I'm so happy. Wonderful. Thank you for being here, my friends. Again, it's been a pleasure to see you. I'm Stefanie at Green Stage Life, and I'll see you again next time.